Hey there, Taurus. It's Jen here. I'm doing your mid-May reading. Thank you for joining me. So, let's see, Taurus. Happy birthday, potentially, if it's your birthday. Um, just a reminder for the end of May here that we have that full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Sagittarius. So this is Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is expansive, it's positive, optimistic, enthusiastic, it's philosophical, it likes to find a way to move through life with the big picture in mind instead of like they try not to sweat the small stuff. And to some signs, it can be a real lack of attention to detail. I'm a Sag, so I think that's super valid. Um, but it's really a way of what is getting mad at this, the fact that I just spilled something or someone spilled some red wine on their white shirt or something. Sages just wouldn't wear white. Like they'd be like, "Well, I just won't wear white, and then I don't have to worry about it." But they were like, "That's that's insignificant." Like that one act, unless I guess unless someone has a really bad temper, then it could change that. What could have been insignificant. Here's the message. Um, could become significant with how someone chooses to react to it. Um, because if someone chooses to react like the reaction doesn't fit what happened, that can do a lot of damage. So I don't know if there's someone in your sphere, in your I haven't figured out a good word for that, in your group, in your life. I guess that's, wow, that was hard, Jen. There's someone in your life maybe that is doing that. It's just and it doesn't have to be a next. Sorry, my chair squeaky. I'm trying to get comfortable. Um, yeah, so it doesn't have to be anger. I guess is what I'm thinking. It doesn't have to be something really explosive, but it could just be sort of manipulative or someone who always has an opinion to the point where if you're in a group, um, you just defer to that person because you know they're going to have a problem. It's like they just don't seem to go with the flow ever. And you find out, you kind of realize with these people sometimes that you greatly or obviously modify your behavior, your wants, desires, needs when you're around this person because of that. And that would be this. Now I'm looking, this Five of Swords had flipped over, this Five of Swords. They want to be right. It's all about them. Um, to the point where he's put up a barrier with these swords. He's blocking people out. There's a line in the sand, or um, limited thinking, selfish thinking, not being able to see the big picture and realize that, boy, having to win and debate. Sorry, I'm shuffling around back here. Having to debate. There's the difference between Sagittarius likes to ponder things and talk about things and hear different opinions and points of view and explore and learn and discuss, right? This type of personality would have to pick a side and prove their point and even go to the point of right fighting. It goes off topic and you like start personally attacking someone. Again, that's more in the extreme, but I feel like those types of personalities, as Jupiter expands, like I was saying, if you do a science experiment and you fill a container to the very, very top with water and seal it tight, put a cap on it, whatever, put it in the freezer. Well, water expands when it freezes. It's going to break that container. So that's what Jupiter is expanding. And it's going to, something that's weak or holding you back, it's going to break through that, or break something. Someone's going to be pushed out in order for this new happiness to come in. It could be new love, it could be new hobbies, new habits, new things you want to explore and bring into your life. And you're just not going to have the patience or the time for this crap right here. That type of energy that I was just talking about. What's at the bottom of the deck? Nine of Swords. You tried to make it work. You tried to deal with it. You wondered if it was your fault. The situation just caused unnecessary stress, insomnia, worry. This could even be a work situation where someone at work just is so difficult. Even if even if you don't mind the job and most of the people are good, if you have to work closely with one really, really difficult person, I took a management course and it was so interesting for any managers out there. This really stuck with me as just an employee, because I'm not really a manager. I'm not a manager. They said the best way to honor your good employees is to deal with your bad ones. And I thought, damn, if that isn't the truth. And how many offices over the years I've been in where good people have come and gone because they knew their worth and that they didn't need to stay in a place with, some super dysfunctional person that everyone just walked on eggshells and accommodated. And I worked at this one place where this lady was on the phone, I am not kidding, at least 3 hours a day, just talking to her daughter, or not for work. She refused to do things. When she did do things, she complained the whole time. She was absolutely a horrible employee. It's the things she did deem to do that she was decided was something she should do. She did do well, I will say that, but she just thought that, it wasn't like if you're given work, it was something, okay, you're being paid. This is your work, do it. Thought it was up for her opinion to decide. Anyway, so in some way, a situation like that is going to come to a head. And I do think someone's going to be pushed out or distanced from. Think Jupiter's going to, if you're inside Jupiter, it expands, or you're the center and you're expanding. Just think of a bubble, and the things that that you like will stay within your bubble, and the other things just push away. They might still be there, you can still see them, but there's a distance there. If this is in a relationship, maybe you're feeling a distance in a relationship, and that's when I wonder if we have the Two of Swords, that's when it's time to have oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Leo just got that. There may be a shakeup at work. Could be in your personal life. But for some reason, I'm really getting a strong work situation right now. Something's going to shake the foundation of something. It could be I do feel for some it's some sort of ultimatum coming. ultimatum, yeah, coming down. And so, okay, so if you're in a relationship, sorry, I'm all over the place. If you're in a relationship and there's been some sort of behavior, um, and there are things in relationships, behaviors that like they don't change the toilet paper roll. You can make that a huge thing or not. It's like, is that going to bug you or not? Like, this is not the worst character flaw in the world. But there's that other behavior we were talking about at the beginning, right? Where they're just inflexible and um, disruptive and things like that and unreasonable. Having that hard conversation. Um, and these are the conversations that get put off because they may have like an ultimatum um, undertone to them. Like, this behavior, I can't stay in this relationship if this behavior continues. This anger, this drinking, this having to get not being able to compromise, whatever, fill in the blank. And a lot of people avoid these even for years because if the person, first of all, if they're a fighter anyway, it's probably not going to go well. So you probably don't talk to them too much. So if you're feeling like a distance, but having that conversation, like, this is how I'm feeling. This is where I am. And for this relationship to have a chance or work, or you probably say it nicer than that. I'm a Sag, so we have no filter. This needs to happen. And if they're like, fuck you, then you have to walk, right? So it makes it really tricky. Or you have to really figure out what you're gonna do at the. So believe them. Believe the other person when they tell you. Now you could have had, if you're having, so I feel like this person had a tower situations moving forward, and boom, what's this? Here's a 5 of swords. So if you don't ignore any red flags, I feel like some of you need to be single. I feel like some of you are realizing you went from one situation and you thought you figured out why it didn't work out and we're going to someone totally different, but they actually were very another similar type of vibe, a type of like a similar issue that didn't work for you before. It doesn't mean the other person was totally toxic, but we have some pretty significant cards here. Someone could be giving you an ultimatum. I feel like you feel a little bit trapped in a situation at the moment. And again, I feel like that's what's going to break free with this eclipse energy coming up. And I see, for those of you that this resonates, if you're super happy, it obviously is not your reading. It doesn't apply to you. I see you right up front for a while saying, wanting to date, but like, I am not, like, I'm telling you right now, I don't want a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I'm not looking for any sort of committed relationship. Maybe you were with a controlling person or you just felt stuck and you just want to live, have your own space, have your own life, do your own thing, go out and meet people, but you're like, I'm not getting trapped or pushed into a corner again. I feel like you feel like you were really clear, but that's it. This person isn't respecting boundaries. They probably have super strong boundaries themselves. I find these types of people, you again modify your behavior around them, but when it comes to them with you, they just they don't value what you say you value. That just doesn't register. The other thing about the Strength card is putting yourself out there if maybe things hadn't worked in the past, or being being sort of shy, tentative, and it takes a lot of strength to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable, because you don't know how a lot of situations will go until you're in them, right? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I woke up at like 4:15, and I've pretty much been up since then. It's 6 now. um, or if you've been single for a while, I don't feel like that's for a lot of you. But if you are opening yourself up, being with someone, um, it feels a little, oh, it makes you feel really vulnerable. But I think it's going to be really good, actually. I know we have the Tower and the Five of... Let's pick a few more cards. I should have probably done that for Leo. Okay, show me where Taurus is going. Oops, I can't shuffle. How about we'll go with these. 4 of Cups. Yeah, so the 4 of Cups energy is, yeah, something's not working for you. And maybe you've become a little numb to it, a little, I need to accept this. This is just the way it is. But now you're realizing, no, it's not okay. And when forced, we have the Hanged Man, sort of maybe waiting for things to get better, waiting for things to come around. But with the Eight of Pentacles, this is all about, that energy where you're really going to ground yourself, make time for yourself, make yourself a priority in the things you want to do. Maybe something you used to do. Things are opening up too. So maybe you used to do some sort of, I don't know, activity. I just see you being less available because you're more available for yourself. But again, Jupiter is going to distance or move someone away from us, or a situation away from us that just isn't serving us. Okay, 17. Sorry, Taurus, that was really long. I hope you have a wonderful May. Take care.